Hey everyone, welcome to another amazing episode. So, we are diving into the world of blockchain development with an amazing guest. So, our guest today went from being a Web2 developer to literally being part of a team of developers who are building their own blockchain from the ground up. If you're a developer wanting to know what goes into developing a blockchain, this is the episode for you. So I am super excited to introduce Alperan Cantez, who built the blockchain explorer for the Areon Network. And what makes this explorer special is the built-in wallet mechanism. So stick around and we're going to learn a little bit about the ecosystem with the help of Alperan. Enjoy. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our Web3 Weekly podcast. And today we are joined by Alperan from Areon Network. And on my side, I have Charlie here with me,
Hey guys.
joining us to have to talk about what is Network, what is a blockchain, and the experience of building or being part of one of the developers in the network, and it will be a great insight into what really goes behind the scene.
Yeah.
I know that we are all degening on on tokens and stuff like that, but for a change, let's learn a little bit about how the network is built and how what are the inner workings of blockchain.
Yep.
Right? Cool. All right.
Yeah.
That's a plan. So on that note, I'll pass the mic to you, Alperan, and please tell us a little bit about you. How did you come about, being part of the area network, and let's start from there.
Okay, thank you. My name is Alperan, and I've started getting into this business roughly about 2 years ago. And ever since, even though I was a freelance developer, I started getting some jobs only in the Web3 field. So after that, I had this special, interest towards the field. And then after working a few months like this, I finally got and placed myself at a company. And about that, Areon Network has been a really good opportunity for me, and I can really feel like I'm advancing myself more and more every day. And besides work, I've been doing some language learning and like mythology reading. I'm very interested in those, but mainly it's just me. This is me.
how how was your journey from like Web 2 development into Web 3? Like how did you find that shift? Did you pick it up pretty quick, or there's a lot of terminology, there's a lot of tools, there's a lot of
And the thinking as
stuff
well,
to
right?
learn,
The like
and
mentality had changed, like from
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
letting your code being open source so everyone can view it. How did you find that journey, mate?
I mean, at first, when you feel like when switching from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, you at first I was just using some Web 2 tools like Infra, maybe like Morales, to be like to get a grasp of it more quickly. And after using those tools for a while, and then I started to, and I realized that this is not the only and the proper way to do it. So I started looking up to more how RPCs work, how do a blockchain work at its core. So by learning those things, I've learned a lot of things, and I was feeling like, man, there's a lot of things to learn in this field. And also I believe there are more and more job opportunities in the field. So I kind of tried my best to switch to field from Web 2.0 to 3.0. That's how it all began.
Yeah, yeah, I love Morales as well, mate. That's
That's a good platform. I mean, like, look, I
yeah,
think it helped a lot of the early adopters, right?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
Especially when they had they had all their database all integrated. Now it's changed with their more API called. But you're
Yeah,
right, mate. There's a lot more to learn than there are good starting blocks, and
Yeah.
Ivan does a good job on that side.
good for you.
Yeah. So, Apron, so you are based in Europe, right? And is it
Yeah,
so? If
partly.
you talk about like team dynamics, so but if you talk about about Areon Network, are you guys based all around Europe, or are you guys working remotely? Sort of, are you distributed like just like the blockchain, or
Yeah, yes, we are distributed, but it's still in some parts of the Europe. We have a team in Germany, I think in the Netherlands and Sweden, and also here in Turkey.
yeah,
I'm working at the Turkish office, so
okay,
yeah, we are a team of separated offices because we have some key people in each offices. For especially for marketing, you have to be in the center of Europe, if you know what I mean.
of course.
So this is how the Areon plan is.
All right. So I just want to talk about like, okay, what you got a question, Charlie?
I just wanted to move into the consensus
You know
mechanism
what? That's exactly what I was going to ask as well. The
of the Areon
consensus.
network, the proof of area. And I'd love
Yeah.
for you to explain in your words how that works and why that is used in the Areon network, mate.
Well, at its core, we do have another product named Areon City. Maybe you've also heard of it.
Yep.
Areon City is basically a metaverse project where people can own and maybe sell their lands in metaverse. And on the blockchain side, people can people who own those lands can also be a validator on the chain. So your block validation depends on the how much or like how big of a land you have.
Mm.
It's like a version of the delegated proof of stake, but it's a converted version that interacts with the metaverse, so it gets the transactions more quickly.
Hmm. So what when
Right.
you did when you guys designed it, this
Hmm.
metaverse, and obviously that's a Web 2 metaverse. So what platforms like did you guys build that metaverse on, and is what how do you guys connect that metaverse into the like on chain validation process? How does that work? That mechanism?
That's actually a great question, but the thing is, it's still in process because
Hmm.
there's a whole another team that only works on the metaverse and like the gaming, like gamifying the things of an aspect, whereas I'm in the more of the blockchain side of it.
Hmm.
So as a part of my team, we've only got the RPCs and the endpoints and APIs ready. So
Yeah.
we're just waiting for them to use and connect to those. But
Hmm.
like without the metaverse itself, the blockchain can still operate.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like oracles, and I mean, like we done a few, with the with chain link and people like that. I think that we can bring the off chain into on chain
Yeah.
to get that past data, and yeah,
Yeah, and I know you've actually developed quite a bit of stuff for the Areon network, mate. Would you like to let
Explain.
Kazi? Well, Kazi,
yeah,
I don't know if
yeah,
you know, but Kai
yeah.
was telling me that yeah, you've developed quite a lot of things for Areon network. Would you like to share that with everyone on
Of
that
course, of
skill
course.
set and those accomplishments, mate?
Well, at first, when I got into Areon, I was told that there was going to be uh, an explorer for for a blockchain in the making. So that's how my journey started at Areon. And when I was building the explorer, it was done around like let's say 60 to 70%. And then suddenly one day in a meeting, a guy told, "What if we put a crypto wallet inside the Explorer itself, so people can switch like very quickly inside of it?" And I was like, maybe, but like that would just extend the time. And then they said we would also figure that out. And after that, we people started to making prototypes for a blockchain wallet, and etc. So after making the Explorer, I've also made it a separate blockchain wallet and then put that inside the Black Explorer, so people can use the native wallet for Areon Network and they can see their transactions like without even having to leave the website or just the wallet. It's just one thing at the it's just one thing that has also a wallet and and a block explorer, so people can see their moves instantly.
Hmm.
Yeah, and and if you were to own a smart contract with certain call functions in there, would you be able to call those smart contract functions within the Explorer, like for instance, Etherscan let you or?
Not yet, but
Yeah.
that's something we are working on, and because putting the wallet on a web application and also the Explorer made it really, uh, the Explorer is already pushing its limits. So we
Yeah.
also try
Yeah.
to make it as light as possible at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now I
Yeah.
think I think my team is figuring out another way to put those some utility functions inside the Explorer, like seeing the contract code or like calling a contract code.
Hmm.
I think it'll be available soon.
Awesome. Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
Areon Network, are you guys based on EVM or is it a different
Yes, we are
different
based
one?
on EVM. Yeah, we are based
Okay.
on EVM
Yeah.
because we want the blockchain to be used by like everyone. We want it to be massively adopted. So, and as we all know in this field, EVM is highly used. Like a lot of
Hmm.
dApps are compatible with it. So that's why we chose EVM.
Cool. And
Yeah.
as a blockchain, you guys are you layer one? I think at the layer three as well right now. So
Layer
are you
three.
layer one or layer two or
Yeah, we are a layer one. We do have,
layer one?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So when you did your like speed test, right? At the moment, everyone's talking about the speed, like how fast is our
Yeah.
blockchain to your blockchain, and under inside a vacuum, and they come with all different like perfect scenarios, right, to work out the TPS. And in this one, like how when you guys worked out the what do you call the consensus mechanism, how did you
Hmm.
compare your finality of your compared to other blockchains, and how did your consensus what do you call compare to those other consensus like proof for example, proof of stake, for example.
Well, it's when it comes to TPS and the like general speed of the blockchain or a consensus engine, it kind of depends on the language you use and
Hmm.
the quality of the code you wrote. If you make a code like too optimized, then it can run as fast than like the exact same code that's written as unoptimized code. So we've tried our best by for like spending months and months to optimizing the consensus engine. So now we made it up to 600,000 TPS.
Oh wow,
Wow.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. And how does that fit in the trilemma of you've got speed, security, and decentralization? I know you guys are still in early stages of development and building
Yeah.
out, but and I guess with the proof of area, as that gets bigger, that's going to expand and become a lot more decentralized. But what does that environment look like at the moment?
Could you expand on that, please?
Sort of like you have the typical trilemma. If you've got three aspects to the blockchain, you've got speed,
Yeah.
security, and decentralization. The
Hmm.
more decentralized you are, you gain the
Let's.
security, but you lose the speed. The
Yeah.
more speed you have, you keep the security, but you lose your decentralization.
So you mean the blockchain trilemma?
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, about that, we also do have we do run actually two blockchains at its core. We do have our own mechanism itself, which runs under the hood, which runs separately from the EVM. So the security side is handled there because not anyone can contribute, not anyone can make a transaction using that side of the blockchain. So
Mm.
the consensus engine is also there, so that's why it's secure.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
cool. So is it
Yeah.
something like a brand new concept that you guys worked out, or is it a standard when it comes to certain types of blockchain? Is it a already a design pattern out there to do something like this, or is it something that you guys like? It's your own intellectual property.
No, I think it's the latter because we actually analyzed the like what is wrong in a blockchain, and we did for like separate blockchains, including Ethereum, let's say Solana, Polygon,
Hmm.
and like many other blockchains, and then we try to fix the problems with those blockchains and then put it at once.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Oh, that's
Awesome,
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the Areon city. because that looks
Ooh.
exciting. There's a lot of stuff that's just happening there alone, and I didn't realize actually those the land plots were sort of like the validation nodes on that side. It's sort of like the, as you explained it before, the delegated proof of stake.
Mm-hmm.
A delegated
Yeah.
proof of stake. If someone's caught, before we get into that one, the
Yeah.
Areon City though, if someone's caught giving false information into the blockchain through their land, does that get taken off them? Do they lose that land or?
We do have a system as jailing, so they just spend some time, which is approximately around 10 days. So they spend their time in jail, and then they cannot validate blocks for those 10 days.
Are you looking to integrate your business systems with cutting-edge AI technology? Our expert team is here to help you use the power of AI to innovate, streamline, and enhance your current business operations. Contact us today at 1-800-870-200 or visit blockstars.com.au.
Good.
Yeah, it's sort of like a bit of a monopoly. Like go to
Yeah.
jail for 2 turns, and then you can come back
Pay
out
for
and
it.
keep playing. Yeah, or pay for it. Yeah, yeah.
All right. So, have you guys got a token that on your on chain or have not? Like, have you
We
guys
do
got?
actually.
Yeah. Okay. So, how does the tokenomics works in there? Is there a how do you guys work with the tokenomics? Do you guys when it comes to the what do you call the Areon city, or is it tied to that, or is it tied to something else, or how does it work in your
Do,
ecosystem?
do you mean the economics of the
Yes,
area
economics.
itself? Oh,
Yes.
of the area itself. I think there are some. I don't know. I gotta check the documentation for that.
Yeah, yeah. But
Actually,
that's all right. We can skip that one. I think. Look,
yeah.
because you said that you work in the RPC side, right? So you're in the comms and networks, or
No, I'm in the dApp side. Like I'm in the core engineering team, but I'm just making some dApps and improvements and fixes.
cool. So when you come to dApps, how do you,
Yeah.
so you guys have a set of dApps, or do you have a sort of a app store, or how do you guys launch those dApps, or do you invite um, like potential builders to build on your network, or how does it work?
Well, yes, we do not have an app store, but we did host a hackathon in the
Yep.
past in the past month, and we have met a lot of like great teams who have amazing dApps. So we have integrated a few of those, and I think the marketing people are still making some very critical partnerships with
Hmm.
with the solid dApps. As the chain is still very new, we don't
Very
have
new,
a
right?
lot of
Yeah.
dApps new, but I think we're trying our best.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the things like with I think with all this like computing power and AI and all that coming into the ecosystem, it's never okay. It's done and dusted, right? It's constant iterations. Getting evolved from certain scenarios into new functions, and so I just want to ask a question with how do you guys see like so the even talk about like how can AI be integrated with the blockchains and how can it
Hmm.
work? How can complement AI or the blockchain, vice versa? What is your take on it? Have you guys got any
AI,
initiative on Areon Network with AI?
yeah, we do have a project named
Okay.
Areon AI in the roadmap, and what it basically amazes, like what it basically does is just using a version of it's actually a transformator like ChatGPT and Gemini.
Yeah.
It also uses a facial like a persona, like a 3D persona, and it also reacts to you with voice and some other spatial,
Yeah. Cool.
some spatial stuff. And besides that, we plan to use that AI, with some like making some guesses about the markets.
Mm.
So as we're in the blockchain field, we do know a few people that are very, highly skilled when it comes to making market predictions. And blockchain is a very volatile field. So we are planning to use AI on that side.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. And with that one, what are some cool projects that are out on Areon Network at the moment that people can go and check out and play around with,
Yeah.
man?
Or
Actually,
degen.
Yeah.
actually, we've recently launched a project named Synthetic AI. It's just basically an AI project that takes your prompt and creates an image with the AI, with the generative AI, and it automatically deploys it to our chain. So now it's an NFT.
Oh wow.
Oh, so like do you need to cover minting fees does the user need to cover any minting fees on that or?
Yeah, of course it does because it's an on-chain,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's an on-chain event.
Yeah.
yeah,
But the
yeah,
fees will be quite less, right? Like far less. Like would it be like,
Exactly, because
Yeah.
they're launching it on Areon.
That's right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
what does that come to? Like if we talk about like comparing that with another, like I mean, like if you compare with Ethereum, it will be like it'll be like astronomically cheap. But if you pick up another, I don't know, like Polygon for example, that's layer 2. You can't even compare that one with the layer 1, right? Uh,
Yeah, you can.
like yeah, Arbitrum or Optimism or something like that. When you compare, those blockchains, where do you guys sit? Like or even Blast for that matter.
I mean, those blockchains are also layer two,
That's right.
but
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So what are the
but
other layer 1 blockchains like in you're using what do you call it? Polkadot?
yeah,
That's
Polkadot.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, probably stuff and you guys use what do you call the Solidity smart contracts as well, or is it a
Hmm.
customized? Do you guys add any additional features on your blockchain? Because I know with Blast they have added another like sort of another API layer to make a lot of things
Yeah.
like seamless in a sense
Yeah.
rather than on top of Solidity. Are there any special functions or features that you guys have implemented that can use the benefits that you guys already built in the AI side of things?
No, well, not the AI side of, not the
Not
AI
yet.
side of things,
Yeah.
but yes, we did not implement a custom version of Solidity because we thought that might broke a lot of things. Because like
Yes.
most of the dApps just want to integrate their already existing code
Hmm.
to a new chain. But when you change a part of the virtual machine, a part of the Solidity,
It just
this
doesn't work,
this
right?
just yeah, it takes much more time for any project.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to make it simple and steady.
I think that's a great idea because that way it's easy to
Yeah,
onboard any projects, right? If they are
yeah,
trial and
exactly.
tested here, and why not move here? So, just want to ask a question. Like at the moment, like everyone's talking about Web3 gaming, right? I mean that's the new
Yeah.
thing, and there's a bit of a DeFi summer. I think is it our summer or US summer? I don't even know.
US.
US summer, right?
No,
um,
no, no. Our summer.
is it our summer? Like
It was actually their winter,
they're
but
into that time, right? So there's like all these narratives are going right, and where do you see Areon Network sits? Like, is it in the gaming? Is it like gaming or DeFi or what is your you know
Main use of the blockchain, maybe.
main use of the blockchain? I mean, you can use like okay, you can use it for anything, but
Yeah.
if you look at what you call Ronan, for example, I mean they have taken the gaming,
they've taken the
yeah,
gaming
but
route.
it doesn't stop you from staking Ronans and stuff, right?
Well, they're actually interesting because they've got a closed network at the moment. You can launch whatever you want on there, but within their user
Within the
face,
yeah.
it's hidden. And then you've got other chains, that are targeting like base.
Hmm.
I mean, blast targeting
Blast.
degens.
DJs. Oh man,
Like,
that's like a casino there.
but
So
yeah, what is Areon envision? Like, what do you guys want built the most on that network, or is it just open, decentralized initiatives?
Well, it's open to everyone, but I think the main use of it would be DeFi for sure, because
hmm.
we make it cheap and we make it fast. So this is actually not that suitable for gaming, especially for Areon, but DeFi would be the number one use case of Areon because
Hmm.
people
Yeah,
want to trade fast and they want to pay less when for the fees.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And do you guys have a bridge with like Areon wrapped Ethereum or anything like that set up at the moment, mate?
We do have a bridge. I think a team named Swift provided that to us.
Mm-hmm.
So on their platform, you can use their bridge to switch Areon to any wrapped cryptocurrency using WETH, WBNB, or etc. or the like.
Yep.
Cool.
And with that, with the Areon City, could you explain to everybody what the Areon City is and what people can do in there?
That's a good question, because I mean, like, I was gonna ask the same question, because of, we have some land on Sandbox, and you know what I mean. There's nothing stopping us checking out Areon City. You know what I mean? And you become a validator. Why not?
Yeah, maybe. Well, Areon City is, as I said before, it just feels like a game. Maybe kind of like a version of a GTA. But in those metaverse field, there will be a lot of companies, like a lot of actually financial companies, because what Areon City does is just making Web 3.0 finance and Web 2.0 finance, just like making them together, putting them at one place. So the traditional finance people can also get used to the Web3 finance, and so they can, just live their life there, and also get paid by the ads on the street, like billboards and etc. on the city billboards. So they can also invest their money into maybe a company. It's just like, a virtualization of actually of a real life.
Yeah. And I seen actually like there's still
Hmm.
rumors in the air of GTA where they're actually talking like there's some rumors out
Yeah.
there that it's going to be like the money you earn will be real money. So
Oh wow.
you
Like
know
GTA.
Yeah,
GTA's.
Oh
I think
wow.
it's
yeah,
six that's coming out,
Yeah.
and
yeah. I saw
yeah,
that. Yeah.
there's some rumors swirling around where first thing everyone's mind goes to in crypto is it's going to be a token,
Oh my.
but we're still going to wait and see how that
Yeah.
plays out. But they
Yeah.
are groundbreaking, like
I
from when
seen
they
some crazy
started.
stuff, man. Isn't it?
Like they push the limits early, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see that one.
I mean, it's good. Like, I mean, that, it's like really those like AAA games, taking on, like sort of like real world economy, like, because people know, like, before it used to be like, there are still people play for just for fun, but now it has become an economy in itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why not, knowing that, bring those communities on board, and you bring it up to, like, now you can, I saw a video on X a couple of days ago, that this guy is like GT. I think it's
Eight,
GTA. Yeah, I think it's like
six.
5 or 6. I think he's been building this whole profile for quite some time, and his girlfriend just destroys it, and she doesn't know that this is how he lives, right? This is how he earns his living,
Yeah.
right? And she destroys it, and he just loses the plot. Like, I mean, he's like, because he lose everything, like all the years what he collected, built up, and
Yeah.
he lose everything. And pretty much his life, life
It
savings
was like
gone,
half a mil there worth of assets just
probably
sitting on
gone,
the
just
market.
gone, right? And and I'm just thinking, like, and this is going to be like normal moving forward, right? It's going to be like people are going to be asset all digital, where people are going to just pack up and leave with a USB, or not even a USB. It'll be all just you know, on the cloud.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
can't really, I think this is what the digital economy is going to help. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
it's going to be really, I
Yeah.
think it's going to be crazy
yeah,
future.
definitely.
Are you planning to launch a blockchain project? At Blockstars, we specialize in developing blockchain projects from your initial idea to the final product. To launch your successful blockchain project, drop us an email to hello@blockstars.com.au.
Does Areon Network have any grant initiatives for people out there building at the moment, mate?
Could you also expand on this? I'm not sure I understand.
Like a grant initiative where if people like you've got a grant initiative with like, hey, we're looking for someone to build an NFT marketplace or build
Mm.
some IoT integration, maybe decentralized exchanges, and the Areon Network will pay them in tokens and grants, sort of like Solana Foundation
Uh,
does.
yeah, we do have our own foundation, and the foundation, has some has let some dApps to, initialize on the blockchain, such as a decentralized exchange and as I said, the synthetic app, the
Hmm.
AI app, also. Just those two at the moment, and but the foundation also is working very hard to, support some potential projects.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So with the Areon, I seen that you guys are on mainnet and really still
Yes.
building. I think it's like, look, it never stops building, right? Even Bitcoin, you're still they're still building that, and even Ethereum and everything else, right? So how ready are you guys, like to open the network out, or are you guys still just only onboarding slowly, or are you guys open to just anyone to come and build on the network?
Well, it's open to everyone. So like anyone can come and build, but we're also making sure that we are making it through
Yeah.
at each and every day.
Hmm.
I think, and anyone can come and build.
Yeah.
There is no restriction on that side, and
Cool.
it's just open.
Yeah. So
We're
it's not
live.
like a what do you call as, like you said, like like Ronan, even it's like closed system. So Areon network is pretty much open. You can come and build and you
Yeah,
know
exactly.
get your dApps up and
It's
running.
open to everyone. Yeah, we
Yeah.
welcome everyone.
Cool. And I just want to ask, about the you mentioned
Hey
about the
everyone,
wallet that
welcome to
you
another
guys built.
amazing episode.
Now,
Yeah.
So, we are diving into the
is that
world of blockchain development with an
wallet that
amazing guest.
especially
So, our
for
guest
Areon,
today went
or
from
can you
being
use
a Web2
MetaMask, or do you
developer
have to
to
use
literally
Areon
being part
wallet in
of a team of
itself?
developers who are
Well,
building their own
actually,
blockchain
you
from the
can use
ground up.
both, and like
If you're a
more like
developer
Trust
wanting to
Wallet
know what
Yeah.
and
goes
Coinbase
into
Wallet
developing
and
a
the like.
blockchain,
But Areon Wallet
this is the episode for
Areon
you.
Wallet is only
So
for
I am
Areon, and
super
it's
excited to introduce
built in the
Alperan
Explorer.
Cantez,
That's his thing.
who built a
Yeah.
blockchain explorer for
Cool.
the Areon
Alrighty.
network. And what
Other
makes
question is
this
like,
explorer
as
special
developers
is the
of the
built-in wallet
Areon
mechanism.
network,
So
right?
stick around,
What
and we're
languages
going to
do you
learn a little
guys
bit
use?
about the
Say, for
ecosystem
example, if
with
someone
the help of
watching this
Alperan.
podcast and they want to
Enjoy.
know, hey, what languages do I have to learn if I had to be part of a team who's building, you know, the next big chain?
Yeah. Well, actually, talking about specifically building the chain itself,
Yes.
you're gonna have to learn some like low level languages, maybe such as Go, Rust, and maybe even C in some cases. But if you want to focus on the development on the blockchain side, for most EVM chains, as you also know, Solidity is fine, and also JavaScript is, I think JavaScript is the primary language of the field.
It is. I can't believe it becomes a language in itself from a scripting language.
Yeah,
JavaScript now is like, it's crazy, right? How things are moving. It's like
it's just
everyone just fud JavaScript. Remember, like I got into JavaScript, I don't know, maybe at 15 or maybe more than that. Even really, I'm not doing Flash, even action scripting. I don't even know.
oh,
Before your time, before you were born, mate. How old are you? Like 14 or something, right? So, um, that time, like people are like, oh, JavaScript. Why use Java? They use Cold Fusion. You know, and now JavaScript has become a language in itself. Like after Node, it just like went crazy, right? So
yeah.
yeah. So probably from your end, you're saying like for developers to really if you want to get involved with pretty much any like Web3, the front end side of things is to use
Hmm.
JavaScript, like a high level language. But if you want to really get involved with the infrastructure or building of the blockchain, you have to go for a lower level language like C or Go or Rust. And
Yeah,
Rust is
exactly.
actually, Rust is like really taking on at the moment, right? So
Yeah,
Yeah, well, with Solana, and I think it's one of the top five most used
yeah.
programming languages in GitHub
Hmm.
over the last couple of years. It's been growing.
yeah.
I remember trying to learn C++ through Ivan on Tech. I signed up to the programming course before it turned into Morales Academy. And I
Oh,
was like, oh, yeah, I'll jump into the C++ course. And it was like Atom and stuff. And I got to like the second part of it, and the mathematics come in, and I'm like, I'm a bit stuck here. Like, I got no idea.
So
C++
what is
is, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so what skills do you use, Alperan, like day to day? What is your with what you are building? What languages do you use?
Well, we mainly use JavaScript. Actually, just TypeScript. But um, because I'm building. Also now at the moment, I'm building the mobile application for the wallet itself.
Hmm.
So it's been made in a React Native project. So I'm using heavily TypeScript, and also we use some like we use Node.js for some APIs, but also we do use Go, like where
Hmm.
we need more performant APIs and like
Yeah,
some more performance services. Yeah, it's
hmm.
just basically JavaScript, TypeScript, and Go at the moment.
And Go at the
But
moment.
but but if, but if you really need some low level cases, of course we do switch to maybe C or Rust.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, with the network, like at the moment, like for example, like Google is really getting on board with the blockchains, right? They are like really pushing the what they call the partnerships.
Partnerships.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for, partnerships,
All their
Yeah.
validating
validators, right?
nodes all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with Areon Network, do you work with those cloud partners, or do you have a preference, or do you just pretty much, or do you have special partnerships with these cloud providers, or you guys are pretty open?
Yeah, we are pretty open, but we still didn't have, a partnership about in the cloud computing field.
Yeah.
But now I think but yeah, we are open. It can be done. Like I
Hmm.
don't see I don't see an obstacle that can stop this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think it's great, like having some of those big players come in. But the same thing, we have to be, that it's that centralization again, right? I mean,
Well,
that's the thing that balance that you play.
that's the thing. What the reason why I wanted to learn the C++ through Ivan on Tech Academy, and
Yeah.
I got in because I was a big fan of EOS.
Yeah.
Right, big fan. I was heavily invested in EOS, and that
What
was
happened to
it.
those guys?
Uh, we'll get to that
Okay.
later. But yeah, they use C++ programming
Yeah.
language, and I had next to no programming or anything.
Yeah.
I was just investing in coins and going, "Oh yeah, this is great." And that's why I wanted to learn it, because I wanted to build on EOS. It's
Yes.
amazing blockchain. It is
Yeah.
good, but you'd want to be with raising $1 billion back in 2018, and
Wow.
that's what the hard part was to
Hmm.
bring on developers. And this is what Areon Network's done perfectly,
Yeah.
is
Building on that
building
solidity.
on that solidity, where a lot of the native crypto developers are happy to move over,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's what I think was the flaw of the EOS blockchain,
Hmm.
starting out on C++. And I didn't know at the time, until I went through my learnings and then further researched, that even good developers don't like to to go down the C++ and how low it is to the machine.
Yeah.
But when you're just like investing in coins, and then you're like, oh, I'll build my own coin and do this, and then you get into it, and there's a lot more. There's a lot more.
Oh, you're brave, man.
And I
You're
never had
brave.
an Ilunga to help me out and say, yeah, no, Charlie, you don't want to go down that route.
Oh my
Or
god.
an Alperen to go, hey, Charlie, that's probably not the best place to
Yeah.
start. Like,
Start with
yeah,
JavaScript, man.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
PHP.
Like
No,
PhD.
not the PHP, not the PHP.
Oh my god. I mean, like it's. I think PHP language showed how not to code. I would say that's what it showed. I mean, it was
and
like so open, man. You know what I
and
mean?
still, isn't it like 70% of the
Like
internet like
WordPress.
built
It's
on it?
because of WordPress.
WordPress
Yeah,
does it,
Yeah.
eh? Yeah,
Because of
yeah.
WordPress, and that's
precisely.
why the WordPress sites are getting hacked all the time. Because unless no one really cares
Yeah.
about security, they just like code like anything. You know,
Until there's a big risk and all your stuff
it's
goes
just too late
missing.
then. Yeah,
Yeah.
but now I think, like, look, when it comes to coding and things like that, as the what we have here, once we get that, those frameworks and everything else. I mean, with Java was a little bit clunky those days, and how they improved that side of things. And even, I mean, Rust is like really system language. It's built for that. Like
Yeah.
security almost from its it's within itself, isn't it?
Yeah,
Rust.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the beauty of like Solana side of things, and and the downside of that, I think, I don't know what your thoughts are. I would love to hear your thoughts, Alperen, on this one, which not there are not many people who knows Rust to start building on Solana. It's only a
Exactly.
high end developers,
Mm.
where Solidity pretty much there's enough tutorial out there and a lot more easy to follow, where Rust is a completely different mindset.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it, Alperan?
Yeah, exactly. I agree on you on this because when it comes to Rust, like when it comes to actually learning Rust, it's a bit different. Like, it's not like just every other C-like language. It has its own mind of thinking, mind of implementing things, and and all that is just to be secure. But when it comes to Solidity, like anyone that knows a language like PHP, JavaScript, or C, they can just learn it very, very, very fast and then start building quickly.
Yeah,
But yeah, so Rust
yeah,
Rust is hard, but it like it worth it.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I think I was listening to something the other day,
Hmm.
and I'm not a developer whatsoever. I love to get in and push buttons, and if I understand the basics, that's me. I'm winning. But with programming and developing, there's no one right way.
Hmm.
Like if you're a builder, there's a builder's framework, and that's the standards that you stick to.
When you say
Like, all right,
builder, you mean like you to be very clear with Alperan's, like
a carpenter,
a
a
carpenter
carpenter
or
builder,
a,
Oh,
yeah.
But yeah, sorry, mate. But when you're a carpenter, there's a set rule of standards, and every carpenter follows that same set of rules. When there's a plumber, there's those set rules. But in programming and development,
Yeah.
there's no one set way. There's no right or wrong way, is there?
I guess
It's
it's
each everyone's preference.
it
Would
is.
that be
I,
correct?
I don't know. Let's ask Alperan, and then
Yeah.
I'll jump in and
I mean, yes, actually, there are like more than one way to do like and implement things, and it kind of changes depending on the problem you're about to solve.
Hmm.
So because there are also like just because it's not just the algorithm, it's also when it comes to the like programming paradigms, it can also change on this, and I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
and I and I say programming is like artistry, right? It's like an artist. Now you can draw sunset or the sunrise. You know exactly when you look at it, like, oh, the sun. I don't know. They can say the sunrise and sunset as because, like, I don't know. Let's pick up something simpler like a beach or something, right?
Yeah.
If you give the same beach to so many people, they'll still draw the water, the waves, and the sky, right?
Yep.
We
Yeah.
know that, oh, this is what it is, but how they use their colors and expression is different.
Yep.
And I think coding is like that. I say code is it's like an artist, artist work, when and and just like artists, when you come to developers, it's like, yeah, I can do better, you know. Not many developers really give kudos to other developers. Right. um,
It's true.
right. uh, so I think it's like art, and they like criticizing, and it's what it is, when you have to look at the code, and it's like how their brains are wired, you know
Yep.
but and I think that's why there are all design patterns and all these things like
Yeah.
frameworks are there. So you can be, I would say, about 80% in the box, but 20% you can do some crazy things, a little bit given, so
Yep.
that way still it's because I mean, like, look, if you're constantly doing the same thing in different ways, all you're doing is making the same mistakes that probably another million or 10 million developers have already done in the past.
Yep.
you know so I mean, I think that's the reason why we have all these design patterns. And so in your job role, Alperan, how
Yeah.
important it is to understand the fundamentals when it comes to programming, like design patterns and methodologies and etc etc. So is it something that you guys look for, or is it something that not that important, but how does that play out?
Well, yeah, we see it as a critical part of the programming, but because when when you follow some set of rules and steps when you're programming something, like when you're building something, your output will not break at the production. So this is what we care at its core at first. So this is why we do have a set of like rules, like we just make it dry and keep it simple. So
Yep.
so that way we're building things very simple, like shorter functions and like a lot of utility in the code, but at the end of the day it's just gathering and then creating the big thing.
Yep.
So with your with Areon, do you guys, is it like have you guys make the open source project, or are you guys closed? So
Yeah, we are closed at the moment, but yeah, we are planning to open up the whole code in the following months.
yeah, I mean, that, I guess, that allows more developers to contribute, right? I think once you guys set the foundation, obviously, because you don't want like everyone start you know too many cooks spoil the broth or something.
Yeah,
Say. Cool. Yeah, so before I think we are coming to that end part
yeah.
of the podcast. Did we miss anything?
I think we nailed it. Except where can people follow you, Alperan, and where can people find out more on the Areon Network?
Oh, actually, Areon is available on basically everywhere. On X, it's Areon Network. On Instagram, it's Areon Network. On Reddit, it's Areon. uh,
Yeah.
it's just
Pretty much
basically
someone go to Google and search Areon, typed Areon, and pretty much it takes to Areon.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if you'd like to learn more about Areon, you can go to docs.areon.network, and like there's a whole section of the social media and the platforms Areon is available on, and you can also read more about it technically and see what's on the marketing side as well.
Awesome.
Awesome. And what about anyone want to follow you? Are you
Oh,
on Warpcast or on X?
I'm on X.
Okay. Cool. How can they find out? What's your
It's
handle?
my handle is string tweet arcs.
Oh wow, where did that come from?
So when I was like creating my account, I thought, like what should my handle be? And then I couldn't think of any because my name was already taken. So I
Yeah.
thought maybe the code that was written on Twitter, I just thought of like a function that creates a tweet. So I know that Twitter is written in JVM, so it's a string named function tweet, and there are some arguments.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, that's
awesome.
the nerdest thing I heard when it comes to
Yeah.
facilitating a username. Oh man,
You caught me.
I think on that note, I think we should end the podcast because we can't add any more to that.
No,
That's on a
awesome.
high. So Alperan, thank you so much for joining our podcast and talking about the Areon network as well to the community. And we're definitely going to check out. We got a few projects going on here. We are developing projects on the AI and blockchain space, and mainly EVM. I would say a little bit of Solana as well. And 100% we're going to check you guys out and see how we can, build on your network. So super
Definitely
interesting.
come check us. Yeah.
All right, Charlie. Anything
Awesome.
else?
Nah, thanks guys for joining. Thank you, Alperan. It's been a good conversation, mate, and we learnt a lot about Areon Network and love that Twitter name, mate. Love that Twitter name. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Well,
Thank you, everyone. Catch you later. See ya.
See you
thank you
guys.
guys. Thank you.